All right, guys, so we're here with Lorena Ventura. So, Lorena, tell me a little bit about your experience at Williams. What grade did you get here? And a little bit about your background transitioning into a new school.
So I came to Williams when I was in seventh grade. Ever since then, I've had like such an amazing experience and everything. And right before that, I was at another middle school. And from that school to Williams Preparatory when I was in middle school was a very big transition. And I remember it was oftentimes very laid back. There wasn't much into it. I remember most of the days I wouldn't have homework. It was just like, I remember just one teacher that would really care about me. And she was one of the ones that always encouraged me, always gave me whole extra packets of homework to take home because nobody else would want to do them. So I just remember it was a big transition when I came here, when I saw how the teachers and the students were so interactive with each other, and there were so many different like opportunities. There was clubs, there was all these different things where the teachers and the students could just hang out together, and it was such an experience that I saw the support system at Williams. And I remember it was just with the parents, and there was just this great communication.
Yeah, and so why did your parents apply for you to go to Uplift Williams?
A friend of my mom's had told her about Williams and told her about all the different things that they were able to do. She had like two older sons and a daughter here. So one of them was at their senior year, and my mom had like the perspective of the young girl in my same grade. She was going to be a seventh grader and the high school senior. And so my other mom told my mom about the different things he had done in high school already and how he was preparing to go on to college and all these different things. And my mom has always encouraged education on me just to get a better life later on. So it was one of the things that both my mom and I and my dad wanted for me to like at the next step in my education.
Cool, super cool. So tell me a little bit about your family. How big is your family? Are you a first generation college student?
I'm a first generation college student. My parents had families before they were able to get together. So I have two brothers on my mom's side and then two other half siblings on my dad's side. It's another brother and another sister. My two older brothers came to the United States when they were about 16 and 17 years old. And I remember my mom encouraged them to go to school here to get like at least a high school diploma or anything. But I remember at the time they didn't want to. They wanted like to go on to work, and we had cousins in Miami that told them, oh, come over here, there's so many jobs in the steel industry and all these different things, you can get like fast money, I guess. But looking at it now, my brother tells me that to keep going to school and that he's also going to support me because he wishes that he would have taken the opportunity to learn English, to specialize in something that wouldn't have just been out in the sun and the hard conditions, because it would have given him such a better opportunity in life. So he wants that for me as well. And then I have another sister in Honduras at the moment, and she's telling me about her experience because she's also in college. She's going into psychology, and it's like been a really different experience than mine because she tells me how she graduated high school when she was 16, and now she's in like her third or fourth year of college, and she tells me about the different things. So it's just really cool too, and like an exciting experience for me, like to now be going on to college and trying to be the example for my other little cousins and all them being one of the first in our families to go to college.
Yeah, that's cool. I definitely feel like it's kind of some pressure to be a first generation college student, but it's also very exciting that you get to set that path, and then for you to have a sister in Honduras to get that background experience from. And even though you're comparing it to here, and I know you say it's a big difference, and it's different the way they go to school and we go, and you go to school here in the United States, but it's definitely really cool to be able to relate to someone else and have that. So that's nice. So tell me a little bit about what college you plan on going to.
I'm planning to go to Emory University, and I'm really excited. I'm going to go into as a class of 2022, and I'm choosing to be a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. But at the same time, I'm trying to merge my interests with management and business administration with a concentration in environment and sustainability.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about why you chose computer science and why your interest comes from business.
One of the things since my middle school years I remember from Williams is I've always loved science. Each year, the teachers I've had were amazing, and they would teach me so many different things, whether it was just the weather cycle and then going into genes and all these different things that I had no idea were so like important in our daily lives. And from then on, I remember it was when I came to Williams my freshman year of high school when I completely fell in love with biology. It was with my teacher, Dr. Hyde. It was always like a great support system. I remember she introduced me to the STARS program at Southwestern, and it was a really cool experience being with my classmates, being so passionate about it. We even made songs about biology to remember the different kingdoms, and it was just a great way to become my interest in science classes. But for computer science, it was when I had my internship over the summer of my junior year at AT&T headquarters, and I was able to become part of the technology department. And it was just a great experience to be working with developers, and I got to see like their everyday lives and what they did and all the different things, because it's not just them sitting behind a computer, but it's them going to meetings, talking with their clients. And they had like all these different telecom systems when they were like speak with people from Colorado, and all these different like things that were going on in their lives that I was able to be a part of was amazing and really drove my interest towards computer science.
Cool. And so you mentioned you did a few internships. Were those encouraged by the school, or did you go out there and find them yourself?
RTC counselors let me know my sophomore year about the Dallas Mayor's program. Unfortunately, my sophomore year, I wasn't able to get an internship, but I reapplied, and I was still encouraged by my counselors to keep going on. And then my junior year, I went to like the college fair with the Dallas Mayor's program, and I was able to interview with many companies. It was like, they would call it like a speed interview, like speed dating. Yeah. And it was like 15-minute interviews that we'd had. And later on around May was when I was notified by the Dallas Mayor's program that I had an internship with AT&T, and I was so excited because something that I really wanted to experience, an internship to get introduced into the workforce, but like a more laid back approach and trying to see like kind of watching over them and to see like what they were doing and get a sense of what it would be like to be in the workforce later on.
Definitely. Well, your internship at AT&T definitely led you to knowing that you wanted to do something a little bit different in college. So that's nice to have definitely ahead of time and in high school instead of learning that in college. Yes. So you said you're going to Emory, which is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
And so how do your parents feel about that?
They're extremely excited. I remember when I was accepted into their flying program back in October, I was able to visit, and they were just so excited to see that from that point to today, I'm able to be going and enrolling with them. And it's just a great opportunity. They're so excited for me to go on and go forward with my education. And they're just extremely excited to see how the life I'm forming, and they're just really excited. Just a couple of days ago, my mom and I were sitting on the couch, and we were talking about my orientation programs, and I was telling her how my move-in day is August 25th, and it's just 5 days before her birthday. And she started crying and sobbing when she was thinking about, I'm not going to be there for her birthday like I've done every single year of her lives, and it's just a transition in her lives. But I told her, Mom, it's going to be okay. We can celebrate your day before, and I'm always going to keep in touch, because that's one of the things I'm afraid of. Moving away from my parents is going to be a complete different experience. I have been apart for them, but like at most for a debate competition was just a couple of days at most. So even though they're a bit sad for all of this moving around, they're really excited for what's coming next in my life.
Yeah, and so you also mentioned that you were kind of getting some support and some help from Williams alumni. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yesterday, I've been like talking to one of the alumni from Williams. She graduated a couple years ago, and she's currently at Emory University. She's like telling me about her whole experience. She's doing the 5-year program at Emory University with nursing, and she was telling me how the different little like things she's been involved in, and she was one of the first like a founder of this conference she's doing for Latina women. And it's just amazing to see how they have the opportunity to start their own organizations that are nationally recognized, and it's the whole thing about initiative at their school that I really enjoy, and becoming part of organizations, and I really saw the camaraderie at Emory University and all the different support they have.
Yeah, that's cool. So tell me, give me some advice that you would give a future senior, maybe a junior that's going to be here next year, or even a freshman that's starting now to really get more deep into the college preparation. What is some advice you would give them?
I would definitely tell them to not underestimate what they're capable of. Each one of us, whether it is like you just seek in your school or you try to seek out other programs, try to be as diverse as you can, and do not be afraid of taking risks, because that's one of the things I remember. In middle school, I wasn't really as involved as I could have, but starting freshman year, I knew I wanted to change. I wanted to become more involved at Williams. So since then, I've been part of the engineering team, working the Verizon Challenge with other students, and all these different things that we have an opportunity to do. And also to don't underestimate or don't be afraid of what you see online, because oftentimes you see that only students with 34 ACTs or 1500s get into these top schools, but you are a great student, and if a college really wants you, they will recognize your assets and accept you to be part of their university and show all your different potential, because they choose you because you'll be a successful person regardless of what you show on just numbers.
Yeah, that's some really, really good advice. Definitely preparing our students for next year. And so tell me about College Signing Day. It's around the corner. Are you excited? What are you looking forward to?
I'm really excited. I've known since seventh grade I've been going to college signing day and being up there in the seats and just looking down, making all these posters and cheering on for the seniors. But it's crazy to think that now I'm going to be in their shoes and being up on the stage saying my name and the college I will announce. It's just really exciting, and it's only a couple of weeks away, so I'm really excited to announce my university. I've even been looking into the type of merchandise I'm going to use, whether it's like looking into a hat or a flag or something like that.
Cool. So your parents going to be there that day to support you?
Yes, they really are. They're so excited, and they've known about college signing day, and they've never really experienced it. So I'm really excited for them to go on and see how that like environment is and like all the different things that go on, and to support us as well.